Hey guys, and welcome back to my world. In my last video about the scoreboard tags, a number of people in the comments commented that I had something incorrect, and Sarge contacted me explaining what the issue was. Now, what I've done is I've come up with a new or a different way, and thanks to Sarge for pointing me in the right direction on how to do some advanced selection using these tags. So first off, let's quickly have a look at what the problem is. So when you have a look at the tag, okay, the way you would select a tag is that you would go whatever it is you want to do. For example, I'm going to do an effect. Then I've got my entity selector. So tag equals boots, tag equals sword, tag equals green, tag equals demo. Now the way this will work is it'll look for the first tag. If it then it'll look for the second tag. It'll look for the third, and then the fourth. Now the fourth one will override all of the other tags. So no matter what is in here, the last tag that is tagged, it will always take. So for example, if I now do this, you will see it'll light up all of the entities that's called the demo. Okay, so that is not beneficial at all. So if we just have a quick look at what these tags are that I've got. So if I go scoreboard players tag at e type equals not player, C equals 1 list, it's going to list all of the tags that this zombie has. You'll see it's got demo because it's my demo mob. You'll see it's got red because it's got a red jacket on. It's got diamond because it's got a diamond sword on it, and it's got sword because it has a sword. Okay, this one will have exactly the same. Okay, but you'll see that it has iron because it's got an iron sword, and this one over here won't have a sword. It will just have it's a demo, it's red, and it's got a bow, and this one over here will just have exactly the same demo, red bow, and it's wearing boots. So I've just added tags to these mobs based on what it is that they're wearing. Now to summon a mob with tags, very simple. Summon zombie, squiggly squiggly 1 squiggly tags intro, and then you can go intro, and you can go comma and intro, and then z mob, for example. And then when I summon this, it'll summon the zombie with those tags already attached. Okay, so you can see there z mob and intro. Okay, right, so that is the issue. However, let us do some advanced selection. Now please note, okay, this has been designed to show you what is possible. This is not a real test case, because you would have much simpler ways of actually selecting these mobs. So this is just designed to show you. Okay, also I have a lot of people saying, oh well, this is useless, I can't see how it can be used. If you cannot see how this is useful to you, carry on with the way you're doing things. You will, at one stage, you will get to a stage where this becomes incredibly important. Okay, this is, personally, I think this is a big game changer for the way that I'm going to be building maps. Okay, so let's have a look. I'm going to be doing an effect at E tag equals demo, and I'm going to add the glowing effect. So I'm going to add the glowing effect to all entities that has the demo tag. Now remember, I did not set up any scoreboard objectives. I didn't have to run any clocks, nothing at all like that. This is where this is cool. Okay, next I'm going to do exactly the same, but I'm going to tag all the red mobs. Okay, exactly the same, I'm going to tag all the green mobs. Okay, exactly the same, I'm going to tag all mobs that has a sword on their head. Okay, right, so I mean, this is all still pretty straightforward. Now this is where the advanced selection starts happening. What we're going to be doing, we are going to start executing against the mobs. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to execute at all entities that has a tag called sword. We are going to play an effect on an entity on all entities that has an iron, okay, that is radius 0 from that mob, and we're going to do the effect. Okay, so this will now show me all entities that has 2 tags, a sword and iron. Okay, next we're going to do all entities that's green and that it has an iron sword. Okay, so this is now going to start nesting and execute. Now I'm going to execute at all entities that's got a tag equals sword. Now you'll see I'm not specifying a C or a C or an R value, because I want to run this against all entities that has swords. Now I'm going to execute. If I find an entity with a sword, a tag equals sword, that entity is then going to run a second execute at any entities that has the tag green that is within a 0 radius of itself. It's going to run the following command. It is going to play an effect at on all entities that has the tag iron in a 0 radius of it. Okay, and you'll see green, iron, and a sword. Okay. Right, then we're going to specify it even more. Now we're going to look for green, iron, sword, and boots. Exactly the same. Now we're doing a nested execute inside a nested execute. So I'm going to run against all entities wearing boots, or that's tagged with boots. I'm going to execute at entities within a 0 block radius of that entity that's got boots, that has a sword, or that's tagged with a sword. If entities are tagged with a sword, that entity is then going to run another execute against an entity within a 0 block radius of it that has a tag equals green. And if it has, it is then going to apply an effect to an entity within 0 blocks of itself that has a tag equals iron. Now, if you're scared that there will be multiple entities within a 0 block radius, you can always add C equals 1 as well. Okay, so now you'll see I've only got 2 entities that has boots and iron swords and is green. What if I now want to specify a zombie? Okay, exactly the same nested execute within a nested execute, except right in the end when I'm going to run the effect, okay, I'm just going to say fine, run that effect against any type that is a zombie. Now, I mean, this type equals zombie I can add at any part of these. I just added it to the last bit to show you. I mean, I can add it to say only run this against all entities that is got boots on it. But what I did want to show, because there's only one zombie that does have boots on it, I just wanted to show that it will still run through all of the tags before selecting the zombie. Okay. Now, where personally I think this becomes incredibly powerful is when we're looking at the not tag or the null tag. So what that means is that it's going to look if that entity does not have that tag. If the entity does not have the tag, it will then run the command, which is very, very important. There's no way that we can do that currently in scoreboards. We cannot run a command against an entity that does not have a scoreboard value at all. We can run it against something that has a score of 0, but if you haven't assigned the score of 0 yet, like when a brand new player or brand new entity is spawned into the world, you cannot target them without assigning a value to them. Okay, so this is where this becomes incredibly important. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to execute at all entities that is not tagged with boots. I'm going to apply the effect. So every entity that does not have a boots tag on this map is going to run an effect on any entity within a 0 block radius of itself that does not have an iron tag. Okay, so if I run that, you will see, there we go. It's not wearing boots and it doesn't have iron. Okay, let me just actually make this a bit longer so we can have a look at this. Let's make this 10. Okay, so it doesn't have boots and it doesn't have iron. It doesn't have boots and it doesn't have iron. Doesn't have boots, doesn't have iron, doesn't have boots, doesn't have iron. Okay, yeah, so that really is the advanced selector option of the new scoreboard tag function. Now, I really believe that this is going to be great. And as I said before, if you cannot find a use for it now and think this is a useless command, keep working, keep expanding, keep learning, keep building maps. In time, you will realize how powerful this is for us. I mean, I actually wish, and I have asked Sarge to put it into 1.8, but it's not going to happen because I really actually want to use this right now. It's going to cut down my redstone, or no, I don't really. It's going to cut down on my command blocks and scoreboard usage in half, if not more. Because this one command actually cuts out typically 3 command blocks for me. You know, 1 to assign, 1 to add, and 1 to remove. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be great. Okay, guys, thank you very much for watching. As I said, I'm going to be making quite a few more videos on this because I really do think that this is a great little feature. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will check you all later.